Hi, I'm Jesse Webster, Catchment Coordinator for NRM North. As part of the River Health Action Plan Catchment Works program, different organisations are working together to mitigate some of the challenges facing our waterways.
In Launceston, a project is underway to investigate intrusions into the city's separated stormwater system. This involves the use of remotely operated cameras to explore the stormwater network beneath the streets in search for cross connections. When houses are built or renovated, poor workplace practices, or sometimes mistakes, can lead to sewage being plumbed into the stormwater network. This leads to poor water quality outcomes when that contaminated stormwater eventually enters our waterways. Through the use of special dyes, cross connections can be tested and identified.
So we're in Mowbray this morning. We are looking at sewage intrusion into the stormwater network. So we're looking for cross connections in the separated stormwater system because we're trying to reduce pathogens from entering the Tamar estuary. Now, most people don't realise, but sewage cross connections into the stormwater system's a problem in Launceston, and we've actually just identified what seems to be a cross connection, and we dropped the CCT robot through a manhole. We've gone back upstream about 40 metres to a spot where we found a junction. We've then gone and dye tested to confirm that the property we suspected is actually coming into the stormwater network. Now we're actually looking at what should be the stormwater connection coming into the mains. However, once we put the dye in, we could actually see that coming into the stormwater system, so it's actually being connected incorrectly.
Identifying cross connections involves a bit of detective work. When problems are spotted downstream in our local waterways, work begins to trace cross connections back through the stormwater system to their source.
We found sewer in the stormwater line, so we've just done due process, and we've just come back from manhole to manhole to manhole, working our way up the system, and then we've come to this point here, which is a starter line is just up the road, about 60 metres up the road. So there's nowhere else the sewer could be coming from. We put a camera in this line, and we've been able to see, even before we get to our problem connection, that there's sewer in this pipe, which is, again, just confirms what we thought as we moved up the line, and our investigation continues.
However, to do the detective work, you've got to know what the problem is. That's why the City of Launceston undertakes stormwater sampling across Launceston's urban catchment.
These water samples are then sent to a laboratory for testing.
In water testing, because you can't look for every pathogen that may make you sick, it's impossible. So if you think of third world countries where you've got cholera, typhoid, hepatitis, you can't test for all that because it's impossible. So what they do is pick an indicator organism. Now, enterococci is an indicator organism for fecal contamination. So as soon as that's in the water, then that is not good for swimming, it's not good for drinking, it's not good for stock.
I'm interested to see how you get that into there.
Oh, it's really easy.
Oh, you literally
it comes from doing 200 a night. So you just pour it in.
Yeah, right.
So the exciting part happens now. So we're going to put this under a UV light.
All right.
Okay, so that's a negative, so that's pretty easy. So that result would be 0 over 0. But this one, on the other hand, is quite exciting. So that one, look at that one, that's really nice. So everywhere that fluoresces is an enterococci.
When results come back from the lab, it's clear which waterways are being impacted by cross connections, helping the investigation teams track back to the source. So far in Launceston, nearly 40 cross connections into our stormwater system have been identified, and local councils are working with landholders to rectify them. Once these cross connections have been eliminated, it's estimated this will remove nearly 4 Olympic-sized swimming pools of sewage from our waterways each year.
Northern Tasmanians are working together on projects like these to improve the health of our local waterways.